Go to AdFreeq.
Okay, thank you.
AdFreeq. Real time.
Ready?
Classified.
Thanks.
AdFreeq.
You ready? Newspapers are getting their butts kicked. Groupon has stolen coupons, Craigslist has stolen classifieds, and then there's subscriptions. But anyone heard of the internet? So today we are here to save the newspapers. We are AdFreeq, and let's dive right into it. So today I'm joined by Peter, who happened to just move to Columbia, Missouri, and he decides to go to his local newspaper to learn more about the community. As he logs into the lifestyle section, he notices a few things, but there's a channel that looks like it has classified ads. He takes a closer look and sees that these are actually tweets as well as ads aggregated from other sources. And they are for apartments for rent in the area, which makes sense because he's in the lifestyle section. He decides to, because he's looking for a place to live, he decides to search for a 2-bedroom. He clicks on a link and pulls up an ad. He jots down a number, he's going to check back with it later. He also needs reliable transportation, so he goes back and does a search for a car. And he clicks the little right arrow, which brings up a whole new search window. He can actually run 4 simultaneous searches from this box. And he types in red Toyota Camry, brings up a few results, but this time he's going to click on the little gear icon, which shows advanced search options such as location, range, price, etc. And down at the bottom, there's a button for alerts. He can customize the notification to his cell phone or to his email the moment that an item is listed that he's looking for. If he doesn't want to be bothered all the time, he can set it to a daily or weekly summary. He sets it and he's done. The next thing he notices is there's a Twitter icon on the top left. As he clicks on it, he sees multiple accounts for channels that have been created for this newspaper for different classified categories. So he chooses Columbia Autos, Columbia Rentals, and Columbia Sports because those are his 3 areas of interest. When he chooses to follow those, he's now going to get classified ads pushed into his stream in Twitter, so he doesn't have to continually log into a website to stay current with listings. So it makes life a little more convenient. He now jumps over to the sports section because he's a sports fan and notices this article on the St. Louis Cardinals. On the right, though, he sees tickets to the opening game for the Cardinals coming up. Tickets are over $200. He can't afford this right now. He'd love to go. So he decides to sell some old Michael Jordan rookie cards, baseball cards that he has. And when he goes to place this ad, he can choose first for a free text ad, or he can upgrade to a photo ad. And in this case, it makes sense to upgrade to the photo ad. It's only $3, which is in fact how our publishers make their revenue. So he does that, and the cool thing here is when he places that ad, it's not being pushed just to the Columbia Missourian's website like a traditional ad, but it's being pushed out to our entire publisher network, which we're currently building right now. So after that's placed, someone that's reading through the Kansas City Star will be able to search for that directly in their AdFreeq channel. And even better, this is being pushed out to the entire Twitterverse. So someone that's out in Twitter that does a search for Michael Jordan, they're going to see this ad pop up. When they click on it, it's going to take them back to the Columbia Missourian's website. So we are bringing people back into the orbit of their local newspapers. So the bottom line is, compared to Craigslist, AdFreeq is simpler for the buyer, provides more reach for the seller, and it's making money for our publishers. We recently partnered with one of the top 3 journalism schools in the nation, the Missouri School of Journalism. They're giving us reach to thousands of publishers very, very quickly. We will be releasing our product within 2 weeks for media publishers, and by the end of spring for bloggers in the form of a WordPress plugin. We're seeking $500,000 on a $3 million pre, so investors, please email us at launch@adfreeq.com, and publishers visit our website and be one of the first to start generating revenue from AdFreeq. Thank you for this opportunity. We're excited to change classifieds.
Let me just, go ahead.
Go.
I was just going to say, I love the fact that you guys are fighting the tide here because everybody else is claiming newspapers are dead. A good friend of mine's the publisher from Barcadero Publishing here in the Bay Area. They own all the local papers here. It's exactly what they're looking for.
Awesome.
So
My last company was Vast.com, which does classified stuff. And I can tell you there's no such thing as a category called classifieds anymore. That only exists in the advertiser's mind, but in the user's mind, they want a date or they want a car or they want a house. And they go to category killers who own those markets. So it might be Yahoo Autos or it might be Move.com for real estate or Truly or what have you. So I think the problem is the amount of traffic these local guys account for is not that large. They're hard to partner with. And even when you do partner with them, the user actually isn't going there for classifieds. That was an accident of history because they knew where you were. Now on the internet, it's too easy to enter your zip code. So any site can be in that game, but it's gotten taken over by vertical category killers.
Now, along in Naval, I mean, local cities like here in Palo Alto, Menlo Park, they each have their own white papers, Los Altos. This is still a big part. People are thinking about how do they find the guy who's going to help them, replumb their house locally and stuff like that.
I get that, but that traffic is going to other places. It's not at the.
So it's going. You believe it's going to Angie's List. You
Yeah,
believe some is still in the
I
Palo
think-
Alto
I still
review.
think there's still a
Space
need for
traffic
this.
that is going to vertical monopolist category killers. It's
Still
not
think
going
there's a
to
need.
new sites. I mean, you can ask the Topics guys. They were up here earlier, right? They have tons of local traffic, probably more than any 10 local newspapers put together, and they can't even do classifieds on their
Okay,
site.
David, you arbitrate this. Is there an opportunity or not?
Yeah, I mean, you see the systematic pulling out of topics inside of Craigslist, starting with Airbnb and going to every other topic, right? So I agree.
You think there isn't an opportunity? You think this is going to category killers?
I think people go to where the specialization is for that thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So maybe it's older folks who are still hanging on to the, not nomad, I didn't mean it that way.
Getting killed.
I mean, you are older, but yeah.
I think
local
local is really important.
I think David kind of articulated the other half of the story, which is first it went to Craigslist, the classifieds got pulled out there, and then it's getting pulled out piece by piece from Craigslist.
Right.
So it's, there are vertical Airbnbs. There's an Airbnb for dogs that just got funded. It's a great company, Dog Vacay, go check it out, right? So
Yeah.
it just gets more and more and more verticalized, so.
Right, okay.
And I would say if it is for, if the target demographic on local newspapers, especially local newspapers online, is older, I'm just a little concerned about the interface being something that you really have got to know what is happening on Twitter and be highly, highly integrated with Twitter. So one concern I would have is that there's just a disconnect between who you're targeting and who is going to want this product and the actual product itself. That may be worthwhile looking at.
Yeah, commerce and content separate very quickly on the internet, so the only content players who can make money in commerce are the ones who just have ridiculous scale, like Pinterest or Facebook. And even they have a hard time, because it's just the commerce sites. Users are smart. You just one URL away and just go to the commerce site.
Okay. Any feedback? And it's also worth noting that we found these guys out of the, you had won a grant from a journalism school to try to solve this problem. Yeah.
Fellowship to solve this problem. A couple of things. First of all, we were putting an initial focus on Twitter to create a stream of content coming in. But our goal is actually to, as people place ads, it places it not only into Twitter, but into our own ad network and feeds that from that perspective. The other thing is that we're taking our content and placing it in context with a topic, so that we're finding people where they are. And our target market is really a very low-level market, the people that are inside of Craigslist, that are looking for those products in that particular space. There's a whole different group of people that we generally don't talk to or work with that are looking for products that are right in their face. And so that's kind of what we do. And as we push that into the blog space through the WordPress plugin, kind of like Discuss grew, where you planted their product into the blog space as well, we'll be able to reach those verticals and start touching those folks from that space. Does it make sense?
All right, let's hear it for AdFreeq. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so now it's the time where I ask you guys what